So this is another fan fiction idea that I asked you guys over on Patreon to vote on. Same with the Randy Cunningham one, and same with Batman The Shining. I'm doing a lot of like horror crossover fanfiction ideas, and the latest one is going to be the next one you'll probably see is Courage the Cowardly Dog, which I'm actually surprised as to who the winner was, and I'm really kind of excited to do that one, assuming the polls play as they do now. But anyway, so if you want to be part of these Patreon polls as well as be part of the Q&As and check out movie and episode reviews, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon. Hit the first tier. That'll allow you access to do so. Or if you want to have all that plus Patreon exclusive content as well as the ability to send me requests, go to the link again. Hit the second tier. That'll give you both tiers. Just don't bother with the other ones. Just focus on the first two. I don't know how to get rid of the other two. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So yeah, this one was a tie, and this one is why it took so long, as opposed to the Randy Cunningham Scream one that just kind of, shall we say, it landslided with Scream, which I was actually kind of happy about. I was like, I'm glad that one got to be the winner in that one. So that was really cool. But this one, I had to like wait it out to see who would be the winner. But it was at a deadlock, so I had to play tiebreaker. And here we are now with Superman and Nightmare on Elm Street. So we got Freddy versus Superman. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the story begins with Clark. Just as Superman, he's patrolling the city, and he hears like people crying out for help in a burning building. So he goes to help them, and he busts through the wall, and he starts saving people. But as he's kind of like feeling like something's like a haze or something. So he's pulling people out of the building, sending them back down, going back in, and the last person he sees is like a woman who has burned to death with her children. He's like, no, I was listening to everyone's heartbeat. Like, how could I have missed that? Like, there's no way I couldn't have missed the woman and her children. And one of the firemen come in, and he's like, oh man, that's awful. You're Superman. Couldn't you have stopped that? He's like, I should have. I don't understand. I should have been able to hear them. He's like, oh, don't worry about it, Superman. Some old bitch gonna die, and then it's good. And what's the matter? Like, it doesn't matter. You're Superman. So what if you win some, lose some? And Clark's like, that's horrible. Like, why would you say that? And the fireman goes, well, it could be worse. Takes the helmet off. It could look like me. And it's Freddy. And immediately Clark like wakes up in a cold sweat. He's like, whoa. Oh no. So immediately Superman's like, that was too, like, that felt too real. And this isn't so am I dealing with another, like, supernatural dream being? I don't know. But he's already on edge because he's, like, in his life, he has battled dream beings before, like Dr. Destiny, and there was the Night Terrors event. So he's already like, that felt a little too real, so I'm just gonna be on edge. But if it happens again, I'll just take it as, like, go on yellow alert. But if it happens again, I am going to have to, like, I'm going to have to go find Zatanna or John or Fate. I'm going to have to go talk to them. So Clark goes on his regular journey, and he's at the Daily Planet, and he's also, like, he knows that face. Like, that face he saw in the dreams looked really familiar. So he's, like, typing it up, and he's like, Lois, was there... I saw a face in my dreams last night. And she goes, I hope it was mine. He's like, no, this was a nightmare. The guy looked really burned. Do we have any idea of who that could be? And she goes, yeah, some guy named Fred Krueger, right? Like, I heard about some burn victim, Fred Krueger in Elm Street. Why do you ask? Do you think you saw him in your dreams? He's like, yeah. And she's like, that's impossible. The guy the guy was a child murderer in Ohio, and he burned to death when the parents took justice in their own hands. And he's like, why do I feel like there's more to this story than you're letting on, Lois? And she goes, okay, so from what I heard, the kids of those parents were getting picked off one by one. There were survivors, but it was all like weird circumstances and whatnot. Nothing could be proved, and you think there's a story there. He's like, I think I saw Fred Krueger in my dreams. And she goes, well, Smallville, I'll tell you one thing. You're still dreaming. And then Clark gets immediately stabbed in the side by Lois, who's got a razor glove, and her face looks all burned now. And she goes, how's that feel, Smallville? How does it feel to get stuck by your bitch now? So Clark just pushes away. He's like, oh my God, Clark's like, oh shit, I'm still dreaming. So he flies out of there, of the Daily Planet, because everyone's like turning into Freddy's, and he like rockets away, and all he's hearing across the city is like, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, and he's like, I knew it, I should have, I knew it was too good to be true, so I'm still asleep, so that leaves the question, what's going on with my body while I'm awake if I'm still asleep? And he's still like clutching his side, and he's like, there's no, this shouldn't have hurt me as bad, but if I'm asleep, oh no, I could get killed here. This is basically demonic magic. So while Clark is realizing that he's still asleep and can't wake up, on the outside, you have Lois Lane, who has contacted Dr. Fate. Because she's like, Clark's been asleep for 24 hours. He can sleep like a log, but this is unnormal. I tried everything to wake him up. I know he's not dead. I can hear him breathing, but I don't know. And so I went to go talk to you. So Fate is just like, yeah, it was good that you called me, Miss Lane, because there's some kind of entity possessing Clark's mind. And she's like, can you go in there? And he's like, I'm trying, but the binds there are too strong. Whatever has manifested in your husband's body, that thing is incredibly powerful in the dream world. So I can do what I'll try to break what I can to get through to Clark, but I don't know if I can in time. So meanwhile, Clark is now trapped in a twisted, demonic metropolis and filled with Freddy-ized versions of his friends and family and even his villains, and he's getting wounded. He can actually get hurt in here. It's not like they need kryptonite or anything, because remember, Freddy has supernatural abilities, and magic can hurt Superman. And he's like, what, Krueger, why do you want to kill me? And Freddy's just like, oh, kill ya? I don't want to kill ya. I mean, I want to break ya, but I got more important plans for ya. See, I'm tired of the dream world. I want to bring the nightmares to the real world. And what better way than the dreams of the greatest superhero ever, and old Freddy's gonna put his dick in it and ride it out. I hate my Freddy voice. So, yeah, Freddy wants to basically destroy Clark mentally so he can manifest his mind into Superman's body and take it over, and then bring mixed with his nightmare powers and Superman powers and with Superman's abilities, he'd be God. He'd be just a god of death. So Clark is trying to stay alive as long as he can while Fate is trying to break through. Thankfully, though, Fate does break break some of the tethers some of the walls that Freddy put up. And he's like, Miss Lane, if you have a message for your husband, now's the chance to say it. And she just says, Clark, it's me. Keep fighting. You're still in there. Remember who you are. You're Superman. And this isn't the first time some dream monster's attacked you. Remember where you are. It's his powers, but it's your mind. And that's when Superman remembers those words, and he's like, you're right. You are this may be your... and Freddy's just like, this is my world, bitch. Your truth and justice and American bullshit ain't gonna save you this time, Big Blue. And he's like, that's where you're wrong, Freddy. See, I thought I was playing by your game, but like I've said before, this isn't the first time I've fought dream monsters before. And what you all seem to forget is, this is my mind. And immediately the world just immediately shifts and changes by Superman's own sheer force of will. And and now Freddy is just now in Springwood, and he's just like, what the hell? Why'd you bring me back to Springwood? And sure enough, Freddy is there And he is basically surrounded by the 1,000 maniacs, and he's the 1,000 maniacs who assaulted his mother, and they're all like swarming him. He's like, "Get away! No!" He's like hacking and slashing at them, and he keeps getting attacked by everyone. His abusive adopted father. He gets attacked by his mom, and Superman's like, "I don't normally like to do this, but Kruger, you're a real piece of work, so you deserve everything that's coming to you." And sure enough, Clark just winds up his fist and punches Freddy in the face. The punches are strong enough to wake Clark up, and he's just like, okay. And Lois is there, and she's like, "Oh my God, Clark!" And she hugs him, and he's like, "Thank you, Lois, and thank you, Dr. Fate." And he's like, "But what?" And Dr. Fate's like, "But what happened to the dream demon that attacked you?" And he's like, "Don't worry, I think he's never gonna bother me again." And sure enough, Freddy's just like has crawled back into his corner of the dream world, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm not doing that again. Maybe I'll try with Wonder Woman. It'd be kind of cool to see myself naked." And Superman's talking to Fate, and he's like, "Yeah, there's a good chance he may try this again. Do you know someone who could stop him?" And Fate is like, "I do have an idea. Someone needs to know and put a stop to Freddy's dream hopping. And I can think of no one better than one person in particular." And while Freddy's like wallowing in his crapulence and in his corner of the dream realm, that's when it suddenly shifts. And in comes Dream of the Endless. And he's like, "Frederick Krueger, you have abused your dream powers for too long. Now it is time for you to understand what a nightmare is." And Freddy's just like, "Oh shit!" And immediately Dream just grows huge, grabs him, and takes him away to be tormented by him for all eternity. So there you go, guys. That is Superman Nightmare on Elm Street. I want to thank everyone who voted on this one. This was a fun one to do. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Like it, hate it, comment below, let me know. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.